I remember when I was a kid, was having a chat on the drive over, picked John up from the station. I was doing karate, right?
Sure.
And
We
I
all,
loved it.
Many of us started there. I did as well. Many of us started there, and there's nothing wrong with that. It was all that was available when I was young.
Yeah, until I watched UFC 1, it was like, what
Yep.
is going on here?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I thought it was the best, Karate Kid,
Yeah.
all the movies. I was like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a typical story. A lot of people don't realize that UFC 1 had the same effect in Brazil.
Did it?
Oh yeah, the Gracie family and
But it exploded.
yeah, their immediate jiu-jitsu was very small. It was basically the Gracie family, their immediate relatives and friends. It was a very small thing, and everyone was doing kung fu and taekwondo and karate and
everything.
just like America, just like the UK, thought that was better. And it wasn't until Hoist won. I mean, everyone knows how it happened outside of Brazil, like you just mentioned. But even in Brazil, people were like,
What is this?
There's some Brazilian dudes doing this thing, and they're beating everyone. And so a lot of people jumped ship from judo, especially like Sao Paulo had a big Japanese population early on and a big judo scene. A lot of people jumped over from judo then, and that's why the Sao Paulo style is, now it's different, but when I started training, the Sao Paulo style was less technical, more physical.
Okay.
Because they didn't have the real technique. They were just coming from judo, and they kind of compensated for the lack of technique with physicality. There's still a little bit of that left.
Yeah.
But not so much, because you've had a full generation go through, and some really good people like Fabio Gurgel moved up from Rio and kind of implanted that original Gracie style.
Yeah, but to move from the judo to the Gracie style was probably not as big a bridge to say move from, I don't know, Shotokan.
No, it can be. I used to think that too. So I asked Claudio França. I've never gotten a belt from Claudio, but he's in Santa Cruz, which is my hometown. So he wasn't there, so I moved to LA and I started with Hickson. But when I would go back, he opened up once I was already a blue belt. But when I would go back to visit my family, I would train with Claudio. So I've trained with Claudio over the last 27 years. And at first, he got a lot of people jumping over from wrestling and jumping over from judo. And they're very tough at white belt and blue belt because they know how to grapple and the other people know nothing.
Oh.
And I said, oh, it must be great. You're getting all these guys. And he said, no, it's worse. They have all these bad habits that I need to fix.
Okay.
Those are weight class sports. They're not martial arts, and people tend to use too much strength and speed. And so I mean, you have an early advantage coming over from judo and wrestling, but it becomes a disadvantage unless you're able to kind of put it away and start learning real jiu-jitsu, fight off your back. No, especially fighting off your back, which doesn't happen in wrestling and judo.
Well,
it's a huge part of jiu-jitsu.
Wasn't that the most amazing thing, though? Seeing Hoist Gracie fight off his back, and you think, what? This guy, you'd normally, before that, you would get absolutely pummeled, wouldn't you?
Henry talks about this a lot. Like, he calls guard a kind of art-defining position, because if you look at still shots, photographs of Sambo or judo,
it looks vulnerable.
or no, I'm saying if you look at still shots of Sambo or judo or catch wrestling, you'll see identical techniques to jiu-jitsu.
Right.
In photographs.
Right.
When you watch an actual tournament or a fight, we're the only ones. They've all kind of implemented it more or less, but originally jiu-jitsu was the only one that really emphasized fighting from the guard.
Am I right in assuming that modern jiu-jitsu incorporates all these different things now? Incorporates a bit of judo, incorporates a bit of wrestling?
Of course. It's not necessary to have good judo and good wrestling to win at the highest levels of jiu-jitsu, but it's extremely helpful. The problem with judo, and judo is a beautiful sport, can be a beautiful martial art. Problem is, do you make it through without injuries? I mean, if you can add judo to your jiu-jitsu will be a lot better. But the training of judo, I mean, I don't see. There's a lot of good judoka in Korea. They're all knees and shoulders and back. I mean, they're just wrecked.